This is a very exciting trailer, and I know there's probably a lot of nerds out there right now saying they should have put this one out first. But I don't care.
Wow. All right.
I'm happy with what we've been given so far, and it's a lot of fun reveals in this one too, or teases, I should say.
They don't want to give too much away, but I think the fan outcry and the negativity has kind of forced their hand. Like, yeah, we always intended to put this out as a trailer, but we are definitely answering some of the. But why? When is this gonna? Who's gonna say it? Where is the thing with the? Is he green? So we're gonna talk about what they gave us. And first thing they give us, I'm just gonna say it right now, is the HBO Max logo. I could do without that. And and then a very sassy scene of Jon Stewart asleep, and the door opens, and then you hear that saxophone music, and I'm like, what's going on? Just a joke. Basically, he's getting hazed. I'm the old grizzled guy, I'm training you, and he just dumps water on him. He's like, get up, rookie, time to go. Yeah, that's my impression of Kyle Chandler's Hal.
Time to get up, Junior.
Yeah.
Hey,
why don't you get up there, buddy?
No, it's his Paul Lynde voice. I'm still picturing him as Paul Lynde.
I know.
When I'm up there in that big blue yonder, I feel like Superman.
And that is very you.
Time to get up, Junior.
I think you're the only person with that read, but that's why we love Chad.
I'm just going to picture him as Paul Lynde the whole time.
I understand.
It'll make his crankiness even funnier.
I understand. Just as long as you're not also picturing Jon Stewart as Nipsey Russell. Anyway, so talk about 1970s comedy icons. Anyway, it is kind of, when you're watching this, trying to parse out what's early, what's later, who they're talking about, what the thread is. That is still a mystery. We still don't quite get it. He's hanging out in a bar. I assume it's probably the same bar where we saw Hal Jordan pop the fake money into the jukebox.
Yeah, well, and before that, there's a an aerial shot of what looks like the small town that they're investigating.
Yes. Looks very much like any small Texas town.
Yeah, or whatever it is. Then we see Jon Stewart walking into what might be a crime scene. There's cops in the parking lot behind him.
Or going into the jail that we saw him go into or come out of.
I'm guessing it's a crime scene, though, because the cops are actively there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, then we get the scene where he's in the bar. And I wonder if he's waiting. I mean, this could be when Hal Jordan went to the jukebox.
Or, hey, you want to hear a crazy idea? What if that lady's Hal? What if he's literally... No, I'm serious. What if he's used the ring to, like, disguise himself and he's, like, ribbing this guy?
Can you do that with the ring?
Sure. You can do whatever you want.
The construct would have to be green, though.
No, as we've discovered, it doesn't.
When do we discover that?
Wait, does it? All right, maybe not.
Brendan's on drugs.
I've been doing drugs for days now. But no, you've got like bar lady just going like, hey, you're a space cop. I guess that is just open knowledge. Again, we're living in a world where we assume that everyone knows that Hal Jordan is Green Lantern.
Yeah, they know what Green Lanterns are. Yeah.
And Jon Stewart's like, yeah, no, I'm just being trained. And then we cut to new lesson, and he basically says, take the ring and fly. He goes, what? He goes, just fly.
And it looks like this. I mean, who knows when this is the timing of this? This could be right after he threw water on him to get him out of bed.
Could be.
And because they're staying in some motel,
yeah,
looks like, and they just walk straight out into the parking lot of the motel. And
it's a good beat.
Tells him to fly, and he can't fly, but he accidentally creates a bird construct, which comes and lands on his shoulder.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is that?
It's a very good Kyle Chandler beat where he goes, just fly, and Jon Stewart, this is a classic now where like people go, how do I do it? And so he's like, I'm gonna make a flying gesture, and he gets really like into this, and you just see Hal Jordan go, well, what the hell are you trying to do? But yes, he creates a little green construct bird, and he's like, all right.
There is that scene in the other trailer where he's talking to a bird.
I think he likes me.
So with it right after, so he's got a thing for animals, so that's clearly part of what's going on.
Chad also wants to make it clear he doesn't mean he has a thing for animals. he likes
or
animals.
Do I?
Oh, so we cut back to the lady in the bar, who I'm convinced is Hal.
This is
I'm joking.
This is Brendan's foray into theory crafting.
No.
It'd be funny though. I'm just imagining this as a skit. If it really was Hal Jordan, posing, but he is all green because the construct forces him, and he's still John's good. Hal, stop it! Like what?
What?
You're
I'm just a
guy,
pretty
right?
bar lady.
Like,
Hello.
yeah. What do you?
Hello.
I just had it dyed, and like,
so she basically gets in the dig, which is you're the backup quarterback.
yeah.
And you hear John go, yeah, for now.
And she is totally hitting on him, by the way.
Yeah, I think she's a little drunk. But the whole thing of this becomes the theme of the trailer, and I'm sure it is the theme of the show. It's about the next guy. And this trailer is interesting because it starts indicating that possibly John or Hal, one of them is possibly being manipulated. It's not just like natural, like I resent this guy coming in and getting my job, but they are actually putting scenes in this trailer that indicate that either Sinestro is manipulating Hal. He's like, come on, say it. Well, who is he? I guess he's my replacement. It's like, yeah. So there's like mind game stuff, and Laura Linney, who might be an Owen, who might be a Guardian, like going, do you resent Hal? And he's like going, the ring's always been mine. He's just been keeping it warm for me. So they're really pitting them against each other, whether that's on purpose or not, whether there's a secret.
Good observation. Yes.
There you go. I don't know. And literally after he says, yeah, I am for now, they cut to a completely wordless thing of Hal driving and John just looking at Hal like, dude, who the hell are you? And I'm so going to kick your ass.
Yeah.
That's implied dialogue. Then we get a song that I don't know.
Oh, I looked it up. It is called Beside You in Time by 9 Inch Nails. And
there you go.
I saw that. I was like, that makes sense. Because at first I was thinking Radiohead, because it kind of has that.
It has kind of that. Yeah.
I liked when at first that melody stuck in my head. That no,
it's good.
I was like, I wonder if that's a theme. And I was like, oh no, it's 9 Inch Nails. But that would be such a great theme for Green Lanterns. Yeah.
Maybe they're using some of that.
Who knows? But
then we see, I guess, a rival in that town. And there's shattered glass. There's shell casings all over the ground.
Dead bodies.
And Hal goes, it's no accident we're here.
Yeah.
And you get this body on the ground. Don't know who that is.
So there's multiple shootings going on because you see Hal investigating something in the town, like Main Street area.
Yeah.
And then later there's another one on the football field that they're there to, that's where they have that conversation on the bleachers. So there's a lot of killings going on.
We have Lady Sheriff, who I haven't looked up to see what the character's name is, but it's Kelly MacDonald's character.
Carrie, I think, is her name.
Her first name is Carrie. Last name is On My Wayward Son. So Sheriff Carrie On My Wayward Son is reacting to Hal going, it's a good line, though. These victims are going to end up being alien. It's either his space cop instincts, or he's been in the job too long and he sees aliens everywhere. But she goes, based on what? And he goes, I have a feeling. And she goes, oh, he has a feeling. She totally takes the piss.
Yeah.
And then we see him driving up to that ranch. And guess what?
Yes.
There's a lot of guys out there doing target practice.
Yes. So these guys look like they're somehow connected to all this. I'm just spitballing that maybe they're henchmen of this bad guy that we see later.
Well, they do look like they could be the hired hands of some rich rancher guy, which is what they're kind of aiming at.
If Hal is right that there's aliens involved, that maybe these guys are aliens and they're just posing as humans. Yeah, because we learned something interesting here in a couple beats.
We really do, which made my jaw drop, and I was like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh," is what I said. And then someone knocked on my door and asked me to stop doing an impression of that guy who used to be on Car 54. Where are you? Ooh, ooh, ooh. And they're like, stop it. He's been dead for decades. And I went, sorry.
Mr. Jones, please shut up.
And then we get a great character actor guy who's seen in a million things. He was great in Deadwood, and saying, this is a threat no one's ever seen before.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so, because I want to see a threat I've never seen before, just in general.
So, yeah, and then we get the scene we've seen before of Hal walking into a crime scene where there's already been a shooting or something in there. There's dead people around.
Yeah.
And then he gets shot at and the ring protects him.
Yep. Does the envelope bubble. And
then we get this is where the interesting thing drops, where John comes out. They're sitting around at the motel they're staying at. And John comes up and says,
"What do you know about manhunters?"
And Hal's kind of taken aback, like, where'd you
hear that word?
Yeah. Where'd you hear that word? Why'd you say that name?
Yeah. Did you say the manhunters' names are Martha?
Must protect Manhunter.
Also, Hal has a arm in a sling.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that's about. I'm not gonna Brendan-splain to the nerds out there, but for those of you who don't know what that reference means, the Manhunters, the whole idea was the Guardians of Oa, who created the Green Lantern Corps. Turns out they've always wanted to essentially create a peacekeeping force to keep the universe balanced and, good over evil. And their first attempt was creating androids called Manhunters. And they were, as a typical android story goes, they were programmed well, but they are rigid in their original programming. And the programming is no man escapes the Manhunters. Yes, they can disguise themselves, but they are androids first and foremost, and they are powered. They don't have rings, but like their power source is again from the battery on Oa. So they've got the Green Lantern energy in them. They just can't utilize it that way. And they're red. They've got like blue faces, and they do have the Chrissy cross. I know that's where you're going when we do see the Chrissy cross.
I was trying to find a Chrissy cross. I didn't find that.
Well, maybe not. They've got blue bands. Maybe they don't
bands, yeah, but not the cross.
Yeah, so they don't have Chrissy cross. That's true. But maybe they decided that they've got. You guys know what we're talking about.
And that's the official term, by the way, is the Chrissy cross.
They're big fans of Chris Cross, and R.I.P. You got to jump.
I thought you were talking about Christopher Cross for a second. I was like, he's not dead.
Fans of Christopher Cross. Sailing. It'd be great if they cut to like a Manhunter, android guy, and that's playing, and you see one solitary tear roll of the Manhunter eye. Takes me away to where.
So I looked this up too, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, because I did not do extensive research. But it was later comics canon retconned the origin of the Manhunters to be connected to the Martians. That the Guardians actually based the code of the original Manhunters on the peacekeeping force on Mars, and their code of ethics.
No.
So that's where
I don't know that at all.
So they did retcon that to connect Manhunter to Martian Manhunter, apparently.
That's a painful, unnecessary thing. He's a Manhunter because that's what he does, as in he's a detective.
But the reason why that's interesting to me is because right after this dialogue, we see a scene of a man morphing into a very tall alien, I guess, who was wearing a red jacket and the Chrissy cross white bandolier thing, which resembles what John Jones has worn classically, but not with a coat underneath.
However, let's not skip, because we also have to talk about, we get back to that
planet,
yellow atmosphere world with the two moons, and they find a skull which is oddly shaped. And I'm like,
and it's John wearing the ring in this shot too.
Yes, by the way. Yes, indeed. And then above them, this sort of decimated structure that's hovering above the planet. So I don't know what this is. Was this a former world that the Manhunters destroyed or something? Or I don't know. But we also have another great character actor who I don't know who he's playing in here, but he's explaining in an office somewhere, it looks like, to someone who we don't know, but he's explaining who the Manhunters are. It's like they can take the form of any species.
It has been revealed his character's name is Anton.
Okay.
And it is known that he is an alien. I think that has been stated.
Okay.
So
Anton.
He probably is a Manhunter, is my guess. If the Manhunters in this series can shapeshift, that might be what's going on. Although the guy who turns into that tall person in the next shot does not look like, looks like he's got a man bun or something. It doesn't look like this guy. At first I just assumed it was him.
Oh, I don't know why a guy, if he's a Manhunter, is explaining who the Manhunters are. He's probably...
That's another good point, too, unless he's being deceitful,
Yeah, but I don't usually, because these trailers, are chopped up from all kinds of things.
Yeah.
I don't really think, other than them giving us a taste of Manhunters, I don't think that this is like follows. And so I don't think this guy is him at all.
So this may be two camps of aliens pitted against each other?
Possibly.
That this town is caught in the middle of it
and
somehow?
The guy that transforms into, if this is their take on the Manhunters, it is odd. It's just very different look. Not just because of the crissy-cross, but they tend not to be overly tall and skinny. This is like a tall, skinny dude. And instead, of course, I know you're not going to get comics accurate. They're basically just like superhero suited red, and they've got kind of like a helmety thing, and they've got the blue face mask, which is immobile, really. There was the big Millennium Maxi series where it was revealed that a lot of people in the personal lives of our favorite DC heroes had been replaced by Manhunters.
What's interesting about this shape-shifting guy with the Chrissy Cross is that the red jacket with the bandolier thing looks very reminiscent of like a British redcoat uniform.
Yeah.
From 1700s or so. Little Star-Lord, yeah. But even the high collars and everything, that's kind of a very British uniform thing. So that may just be an aesthetic that they've copied. Choice. But it is kind of interesting.
I will say that this woman with the baby that he's standing in front of, and when he changes, she seems actually not to be too struck until the very end of when he's like standing up there and he's like 9 feet tall or something. And she's like, oh, yeah. Hey, you're not who I thought you. Hey. Direct quote.
So who knows what's going on there? Like,
we don't know.
Is this person related to her, or what?
That could be her husband.
Who knows?
Father of that baby. What? But Manhunter baby? What?
So I have to credit Boba Talks for enlightening me on this. But that actress is actually Jasmine Jones. She is playing the younger version of Jon Stewart's mother, which means that the baby she's holding in this shot is most likely Jon Stewart. This leads me to believe that the being that we're watching transform in front of her is actually Laura Linney's character revealing her true nature as a guardian of the universe. And they confirmed at Comic-Con this week, by the way, that Laura Linney is playing a guardian. So that would mean that the trailer was misleading us. This is not a Manhunter transforming in front of her. This is a guardian. However, it may also be possible that a Manhunter is impersonating a guardian.
My first thought when I first saw this, because I knew Manhunters isn't necessarily Martian thing, and it could be what you've been talking about.
It's definitely all about.
But to see the shape shifting, I was like, oh my god, is this guy a Martian, like a white Martian, maybe, or especially with the bandolier thing. I was like, that's such a John Jones coded moment.
I know you want them to work John Jones into the series.
Everybody wants Martian Manhunter to be in everything.
I do. I love that
He's
guy.
He's rumored to be in Man of Tomorrow.
Well, plus the thing is, great thing about a shape-shifting character, and specifically one who's been on the planet for decades and has been hiding amongst us because he has the ability to. They could literally, let's say that 2 years from now, they decide they're going to do a Martian Manhunter series, for HBO or something. They could take scenes from any of the previous movies and they could suddenly zoom in on an extra. And then it's like, yeah, that's John Jones. He's been watching everything the whole time. That's one of the little things, tiny little things I liked about Zack Snyder's Justice League was the reveal at the end of the Martian Manhunter, who's like, I didn't help you guys out, but I've been watching the whole time. You're like, I kind of like that, and I kind of think you're a pussy because you should have helped. Darkseid was trying to invade, but whatever, buddy, whatever.
Yeah, it was a reverent use of the character.
It was, and yeah, of course, fans want that. So anyway, but yeah, essentially, you're hearing this information being told, I guess, maybe to John, because Hal already knows. But John goes, so it could be anybody, and then they cut back to Rancher Guy, who's the guy from Deadwood. I should give him credit. His name is Garrett Dillahunt, and he is really awesome actor. Loved him and everything. And he's playing a character called William Macon. I don't know who that is, but I guess maybe our bad guy. But we hear Guy Gardner's voice, and it is Serious Guy.
He's going to send an army to put you down.
He's going to send an army to put you down.
Yeah.
And that's to Hal. Who's he? Who's he? Because if it's the Manhunters, that's the Manhunters. Okay, that's a group. Mm-hmm. They do have a leader, but whatever. Is it a rogue guardian? Is it Sinestro? Probably not, because Sinestro, we can tell, is pretty much, he's here, but I think he's off to the side, a la, like he's a Hannibal Lecter, like I'm going to go talk to this guy who's in prison. But it's pretty cool. So while he's warning Hal, there is the shot of that we've seen similar things before, of like the giant red beam.
Yeah, destroying something at the hotel.
It destroys a car that's driving away.
Oh, it's driving past. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I just like, Poor Nathan Fillion back in that terrible bowl cut.
You see the flames of the exploded car behind him as he's talking to Hal, or start talking to Guy, presumably, unless that's an editing trick.
Maybe. We see Hal and John together looking at something. We see somebody's ring glowing, and then we see the construction. And I think it's actually John doing it because his hand's up, even though he's real tiny, constructing some sort of
a giant boring machine is what it looks like.
Boring machine.
The end of it looks like it's meant to bore into the ground.
Yes, yeah. I see those blades. They're starting to spin. And then there's Laura Linney. And one thing I'm really happy about is that in this trailer, we finally see her fully bald, blue head, and a little tiny... No. It's just Laura Linney, but I have a feeling she is a Guardian. And she goes, "Do you resent Hal Jordan?" And then we got this weird... I don't know what the hell this is.
Right before that shot, you see him look. I'm not sure if he's looking at a computer screen or a box.
It looks like a cardboard box.
Yeah.
And then his arm is sticking out from inside of a thing into a green void.
And it looks like he's trying to retrieve that bird construct or another bird construct.
Okay. I did see wings. All right. But he's calling something to him. At the same time, we hear him say, "The ring's always been mine." And then we see that icy world with some sort of meteor going toward it.
Which may or may not be Oa.
And then he goes, "Jordan's just keeping it warm." And now we see the science cells. We see the prison. And we see Hal in his uniform, which is still kind of just, I don't know if that works.
Don't like it. That's okay.
Yeah. But he basically walks up and goes, "Sinestro." And we finally get full on Sinestro. They have pulled back on he's, just like I said in the other trailer, he's not as red. He's not as red as I want, but at least they gave him. Yeah, at least they gave him the pointy ears.
Yeah,
I guess they're keeping him and Hal Jordan kind of like we are contemporaries because this isn't prime Sinestro. But he's basically going, "You don't really believe he's your backup, do you, Hal?" And Hal goes, "No," and he goes, "Well, say what you're thinking," and he goes, "Yeah, he's my replacement." So, yeah, it seems like they're both being talked to by people. Maybe it's a Guardian talking to John and getting, "Hey, do you have a problem with Hal?" And then Sinestro going, "Hey, Hal, do you have a problem with John?" And then we get a full-on hand with ring to the lantern.
And it's John's hand. Yeah.
It's John's hand, but what's awesome is then we hear Hal doing the oath. Well, we will.
And we see Hal taking off, too, right after that.
We see him taking off. In the suit. No energy. And don't worry about energy. No.
But his ring, his ring is glowing, so we'll give him points.
Sure, we'll give that. But yeah, there's some weirdness on a canoe.
Yeah, a boat,
and
like a
John's
creepy looking boat.
Is that like early days?
So that must be later. I'm thinking that must
later?
be.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's present day.
But he pulls a gun, and then we see him splash on the water. We have no idea what any of this is about.
There's also a shot. I think it's coming up here. We see a younger Hal with darker hair in this scene where there's like some sort of citadel. I'm skipping past a couple things. Sorry.
Well, yeah. The next thing is Hal in this like dust storm with these shades on, but he pulls the ring out to be all badass, and it does look badass. And then you hear him starting to recite the Green Lantern Oath. You see a green power cyclone of some sort.
It looks like
that explodes.
Well, he looks like somebody's getting pulled up in it, and that person explodes.
Maybe
like he's getting pulled up by the construct.
Maybe the construct is removing like a bomb or some kind of thing to get it away from people, so it explodes in the air.
Or a person who is a bomb, who's about
maybe a manhunter. That's all
maybe, yeah. So then there's somebody parachuting. This is where we see a young Hal. Right after that explosion.
Right. There's a young Hal right there. Now, I think young Hal is not connected to Parachute. I think Parachute is back in John's military days. I think that's what that is. But it is confusing because it's also dark. Well, next we got to younger Hal in what looks like some sort of, oh man, you know what? This is a slight possibility. But no, they would talk about it, even in the Superman movie. Slight possibility that, are you ready? Are you ready, Chad?
Yes.
What if it's Coast City when it was destroyed right around the time of the death of Superman plotline, which I know that doesn't make any sense because Superman's still a young guy in this time period, but it could be literally when Mongol turned Coast City into like a huge engine and destroyed it. And that's Hal's town, because that looks like other than the big construct, that could be like an Earth city. And this is me kind of like I've gone crazy.
But it looks there's definitely something going on that's at the top of that building.
But once you go into this deal, because we see, I assume that's Hal walking in.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's John.
You think it's John?
Looking at the silhouette of his head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoever it is that's walking towards that tower construct is holding a bag. You're right. It's John walking in, holding a bag.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. And then we're back in that office park where I guess the bald guy was explaining manhunters. Because now this is where they throw John to the ground and put that weird yellow energy gun to his head.
Yeah. Now this next shot is really interesting. You see the shot of them entering a room, which we'd seen before in the very first 10-second teaser.
Yeah.
At the other end of this room.
Yeah.
Is what looks like a portal.
Yeah.
Opening up.
Yeah.
So who knows what the heck that is?
Well, I'm just going to say it. It's the Weaponers of Quard. Well, I will say the whole thing with the Guardians and the Sinestro Corps, there's a lot of stuff with the antimatter universe. And who knows, maybe that is a portal to the antimatter universe, which is where the Weaponers of Quard are. I'm not saying that's what this is. Just saying, there you go. Then we get the red beams coming down to that little town again. Zip zapping. We get John wearing the
pulling
up his ring like, motherfuckers. I don't know where they are, but it looks like militia headquarters. And these guys are shooting weapons that aren't shooting like human weapons. They're shooting out like
weird smoke,
smoke things.
Yeah.
By the way, we're just going frame by frame. I don't have any ideas. I assume that what happens next is the whole freeway chase. They can't have like more than one, but John and the bald guy go out the back of a van.
And it may not be the bald guy. I was trying to figure out if it's the same actor.
Just another bald guy.
Could be just be a thug. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. This looks like John's trying to escape from.
And we also see something green fly from his hands.
It's
which,
the
if
lantern.
it's supposed to, well, but it seems small, and it seems smaller than what they've shown the lantern to be.
So Brendan was right. That's not the lantern. That's the bird construct again. Perhaps helping John out or something. I don't know. It's very strange.
But yes, they go into the freeway, and maybe this is also where we saw the cool flip over the car thing and all that stuff. But now, right at the end of the Oath, where it says Green Lantern's light, we cut back to the chaos of that little town, and Hal's in the middle of it, and then lifts up his ring to shoot some pew-pews, some green energy pew-pews.
It's just so cool.
Truck. Oh, it's very cool.
I like that use of the contrast.
And then we just get the logo, and then we get what everyone was waiting for, which is a scene of Hal Jordan using the most powerful weapon in the universe to create a bottle opener so that he can open a beer for the sexy lady sheriff.
Yeah. And John is disgusted.
Yeah. John's like, Jesus.
His expression is great. It's like, seriously?
Hal is trying to do the Riz thing. And the lady sheriff's like, yeah, okay. And John is like, oh, Jesus, the old man. There are questions we have that won't be answered till the show comes on. We'll just go, oh, and everything we've said will be proven wrong. I don't know. At some point, actually, the guy with the Chrissy cross will literally just turn around and go, I'm not a manhunter. Martian. And then he reveals that he's literally Changeling, your favorite new Teen Titan. But I don't know. It could be anything. But it's giving us more. It's showing us more of the sci-fi stuff that everyone was afraid isn't going to be there. It showed us more ring stuff. Great. It drops Manhunters as a concept. And of course, that is deeply tied into Green Lantern lore. I just didn't expect it to be in the series. So that's a bonus right off the bat. And you have Hal Jordan. Whether or not this is his last adventure, we just met him, but he's done, maybe. If it's like, we get him doing the full Green Lantern Oath, and he's not cheesing it up. It literally shivers, just because I love it. I even loved it when Ryan Reynolds did it, just because even though the movie was kind of off, he took the role seriously, and when he's suiting up and saying the oath, that just gets me, man. It always gets me. So here's a not a problem. This is a nitpick. Their take on the constructs and on the powers themselves. I mean, this is what they've decided to do, where when the ring creates something, yes, there's flash of energy, and then it creates things. But what it creates looks like jade. It's like almost like a green glass thing. And I keep wanting it to be energy. And when they fly, there's nothing. There's no green aura around them. And to me, of all the superheroes, you want kind of the light show with him, because the whole idea is Lantern. It's about light. It's about shining energy, and not just about Aladdin's ring, or, it's like, I can make anything I want. That's cool. But I would, in addition to it being green, I would like it if it shone, because Green Lantern's not supposed to be a subtle character. He would be a guy that you see crossing the sky at night. Green Lantern should literally light up like a star. I've always thought that when his powers are used, it should be bright. So I'm a little disappointed that they've, in addition to everyone going like, he doesn't wear the costume, which he does a little bit in this, and same kind of thing. But I'm like, I kind of want Green Lantern, not constantly, not when he's not using the ring. If he's walking around in the costume, it's fine. If it's just like, whatever. But when he's like, I'm about to fly, give him the fucking energy, give him light. Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
We're just not going to have
We're not going to get that. So I'm all right.
I'm letting it go.
I will cry in my beer, which I don't drink.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think aesthetically that would be much more pleasing.
And it's something very special.
I think the suit would look nicer if they matched the comics more.
Yeah.
But what do you do?
That's something unique to him. And that's one thing I wish they would do. But regardless, love it. I can't wait. I want it to start at midnight tonight. I want to start watching it tonight. That's why I'm pointing at my bone right there. My wrist bone. But it's not starting tonight. We have to wait a little longer. Did you dig it? I know you dug it.
Yeah, man. It's still not crazy about the suit, but I have to let it go.
You learned your lessons from Frozen. You got to let it go. And Supergirl is so good. Let's get that conversation going again.